Well, estate planning is one of those things that is so important, but a lot of people put it off. Typically, it includes having a will and maybe a trust, but these days, it seems like businesses are targeting seniors, pushing them to spend a lot of money on those things. Estate planning attorney Greg Nussbickel joins us this morning to discuss this. And let's start at the very basic level, Greg. What do we need in Florida for a valid will?
Well, Chris, number one, a will has to be in writing. It can't be something that's just verbal, unfortunately. It has to be signed by the testator as well, so the person who creates the will has to sign it. It also has to be in front of two witnesses. So two independent people should be in the room making sure everything was done properly. Unfortunately, if it doesn't have all of those elements, it just won't be honored here in Florida.
And even if all of those elements are done and you do it to a T, that doesn't necessarily mean everything's set in stone, right? Because there's a process for this. How do you make sure, or how does this go through?
Yeah, contrary to popular belief, a will is not something that just self-executes. So it has to be submitted to the probate court, it has to be proved with evidence, and it has to go through a whole lengthy and somewhat time-consuming and costly process, unfortunately.
Okay, so living here in Southwest Florida, we have so many people who are from other parts of the country, maybe come down here to retire, maybe come down here for part of the year. So if they write their wills in another state, is it going to be valid here?
Generally, yes. Just the fact that you've moved here to Florida doesn't necessarily mean that your whole plan is invalidated. But we do have different laws here versus other states, so you may find that a will that was done in Massachusetts, let's say, is not as effective as it could be here in Florida. The people that you've chosen to be your executor or personal representative may not qualify here. There may be gaps or conflicts in the laws, so usually it's worth updating.
Now, this is an important question because people are busy and they don't like to think about these things. They put it off. What happens if you're in a situation where a family member passes and you don't have a will?
Well, then essentially you're leaving it to chance. There are laws that are in place to cover that. The legislature has made some decisions on your behalf, essentially. But you do lose the chance to make your own decisions about who should receive your assets and under what circumstances, and who should be handling all this for you.
All right, great information there, Greg. Thank you very much for coming in this morning. Bottom line, you need to start working on it now, no matter how difficult it is. So if you'd like to talk to Greg about your will, or if you'd like to talk with Adam Bruno about retirement and retirement services, you can, Adam and Greg can be found at Evolution Retirement Services. They're located in Fort Myers. Their phone number is right there on your screen.